The C3 Corvette is a car with a lot of potential. When this car first rolled off the production line, a lot of things were done right, but nothing really made it special. Most shipped with your standard small block Chevy powertrain, and performance was okay, but even by 70 standards it wasn't great. Even so, GM sold a ton of these cars, and I think it's kind of diluted the coolness factor and potential that these cars really have. Sure, they're as common as a Civic in the South, and they don't handle great, they overheat, they're not very safe. Okay, I guess you should probably buy the Civic. But if you opt for a C3 like I did, you have a car with awesome project car potential, and I'm going to be taking mine to the next level with a build happening over the next few months. If you're interested to see where the build is going to go, make sure you like and subscribe too, so you can keep track of my progress. Now when I say I want to take the car to the next level, what exactly does that mean? And I think the best way to do this is to break things down into some goals I have for the build. And we're going to start with powertrain. The motor that came in this car is a small block Chevy 350, and it has its goods and bads. We're going to start with the goods. Generally speaking, these motors are cheap, so to build a mild 350 for the street, it's not going to hit your wallet too hard, and if you do it right, you'll probably be happy with the results. Also, a 350 Chevy is a 4-inch bore and a 3.5-inch stroke, and by nature, this configuration is going to make a lot of torque across the power band. Now we all know torque is what gets you off the starting line, puts you back in the seat, makes the car fun to drive. Another benefit to this motor is it gets hot, so the heater kicks ass. I mean, this thing, it's ready to go all winter long. Once we inch up on September 15th or so, my wife, she won't even look at the Cobra, but the Corvette, yeah, she'll hop in that anytime. Now for the bad, this is a 2-bolt main block, and what that means is all 5 main bearing locations only use 2 bolts to hold the crankshaft bearings in place. Under high load or high RPM, these blocks are more prone to cracking, and that's usually when they go double homicide and send a rod out the side and ruin the rest of your day. Okay, everyone paying attention? Flat cams suck. Okay, I'll say it again. Flat cams suck. Flat cams suck! This is a flat camshaft motor, and you need to run high zinc motor oil content or you might run the cam flat. That stuff's expensive. I'm sick and tired of buying that stuff, and that's why I'm going to be moving to a roller cam. Okay, last thing. The crankshaft and the rods in this motor are made of nodular iron, and that's cast steel. And nowadays there are better options. More expensive options for your rotating assembly that are going to be more reliable in high horsepower applications. This brings me to goal number 1 with the build, which is to reliably make 450 to 500 horsepower, thus improving the overall performance of the car. To do this, I purchased a Chevrolet Performance ZZ4 short block. Now I'm sure a lot of you out there are wondering, why didn't this guy buy an LS? I'm going to be the first one to tell you that the LS is superior in every way, but I just didn't think it was the right character for the car. On that note, what's wrong with old technology anyway? Take for instance my flip phone. Can you flip open your iPhone? Didn't think so. Can you jumpstart your LS with the screwdriver? Didn't think so. Joking aside, this is a really good motor. This is because it's a 4-bolt main block, it uses a forged crank, and it has roller cam provisions. Now this isn't the most bulletproof short block out there, but it's a much better foundation than what I'm going to be pulling out of the car. So this is a great starting point, and it should easily handle 500 horsepower. The primary metric I'm going to use to evaluate before and after performance is going to be 0 to 60 time, and I'm going to be shooting for about 5 seconds. Now I'll say that's an aggressive goal. The car weighs 3,500 pounds, but I think if we do the right things to the motor, we could maybe get it done. Also, this might shock you, but I'm not a professional driver, so I'm not going to be doing any power shifting or funny stuff. This is just going to be the best I can do out on the street. For my second 0 to 60 run, I put down a 7.2 second time, but I was going uphill and it was windy, and man, this lady, she pulled out in front of me. My Corvette is fast, okay? It's fast. It's really fast. Now a stretch goal would be to somehow put down a 4-second time like I did in my Cobra a few weeks back, but I'm pretty sure that's going to be impossible, even with 500 horsepower and a set of tires. Alright, my second goal is also related to powertrain, and that's to swap in a new transmission, specifically a TKO 500 or 600. So why a new transmission? Well, it's obvious. I want to spend $3,000 to $4,000 to get that overdrive gear. The transmission in the car right now is an ST10, and the final drive ratio is 1:1. And when you made that to some 371 gears in the back, it makes for high RPMs when you're at speed. Now, high RPMs aren't the end of the world, but if you ask me, having an overdrive makes it more enjoyable to drive the car. Another issue with the ST10 is it's only rated for 375 foot-pounds, and obviously my motor is going to be making a lot more than that. I mean, I'm going to have to drop the clutch sometime, wouldn't you? That reminds me I should probably invest in a drive shaft loop. Alright, the third goal is straight up aesthetics. So in my opinion, the C3 body work and the body shape, it was done right by GM. But there's just some subtle things like the way it sits, the wheels, styling choices that really take away from the overall appearance. And I think with some small tweaks you could really make this thing look killer. How about I plaster one of those massive bow tie logos in the back window, or maybe one of those Peon Ford stickers? That'd probably get it to the next level, I think. I'm also going to be doing some exhaust work to make sure the cam shines through in the back. So maybe a pair of Flowmasters, I might even mod these by cutting them open and taking some of the baffling out. I guess we'll see. Something I'm not going to do with this makeover is spend any time trying to make it handle better, because if I'm honest with you, I just don't have enough time or money to make it happen. You could throw thousands of dollars at this thing and my crappy minivan would probably embarrass it in the slalom and the skid pad. Boy, how would I feel then? The C3 is most at home cruising down the highway, not ripping around a track. Well, maybe I should say sliding off a track. Regardless, some people decided it was a good idea to turn a C3 into a race car, and the Greenwood Corvette was born. I saw a couple of these last summer on a visit to Laguna Seca, and one of the drivers there I think summed up handling the best. And remember, this is a race car.
It drives like a station wagon with a load of plywood mounted on the top.
Alright, she's going to go under the knife soon, and we're going to kick things off with some engine work. So if you want to keep track of my progress, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. And because no one has all the good ideas, I'd like to get your feedback on where you'd like to see this project go. So why don't you leave me a comment and let me know what you think. It's time to say goodbye to the SnoreVette and let the C3 makeover begin. Thanks for watching.